I'm going to read you a stat because I'm too excited to read it to you. And then we'll give a little background, then we'll come back to the stat. All right. So I'm going to kind of sandwich you with stats. Charlotte, North Carolina. I have told you before that it is my favorite airport in the United States of America. Not big, not small. I think it's considered a mid-size airport. It's just wonderful. The seating, the eating, it's just pleasant and wonderful. Charlotte, North Carolina itself, at one point, this is apparently years ago, was a wonderful city. When I went through Charlotte last time, we stayed there an extra couple days. I was out of work. We stayed there an extra couple days because we were so in love with it, we wanted to move there. So I was trying to find work, just trying to find a job, anything, construction job, political job. I didn't care what kind of job it was. I just wanted to try to find a job to keep my family in Charlotte. Friends of mine who live in Charlotte or work in Charlotte, I have a buddy of mine who flies in there every week. They are constantly telling me how fast the city has degraded. And you know exactly why. It's not hard why. Democrats run it. Monsters, Democrats run it. They filled up all the city positions with a bunch of DEI looting scumbags. And they have brought in illegals, legions and legions of illegals. Now, crime is rampant. Do you remember, I'm sure you probably do, that horrific video of that repeat offender who'd been arrested 8,000 times, that gigantic black dude who stabbed that young blonde girl to death? We all had to watch the video of it online. It was freaking awful. Yeah, that's Charlotte. Apparently, it really has gotten bad there. So the Trump administration, they've been focusing heavily recently on Charlotte and deportations in Charlotte. Listen to this. A spokesperson for Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools, this is from Joe Bruno, by the way, he's a local reporter, says the unofficial attendance data from today indicates that approximately 20,935 students were absent from school today. This accounts for approximately 15% of students enrolled in Charlotte Mecklenburg schools. 15%. Maybe in the past, when I have discussed immigration, what their motivation is for it, what will be the result if we actually win this fight and deport these people. Maybe in the past you've thought he's probably overstating things. Maybe he's trying to be over the top for radio. But I just want to drive this home again. Please understand this. Evil tyrants who only care about themselves and care about power. The greatest threat to them is always patriotic citizens of the country they're trying to loot. And this is not just America. If I was an ancient king, an Assyrian king, and I don't care about Assyria anymore, I just want to loot the treasury. Even in a system like that, with an all-powerful king, I have to worry about people who love Assyria catching wind of what I'm doing and rising up in revolt. They're my main concern. And so if I'm an evil tyrant trying to loot and destroy Assyria, I need some foreigners. Not because they're all bad people. I need foreigners because they don't have any love for Assyria. They don't have any deep loyalty, no roots in Assyria. If I bring in a bunch of foreigners, especially if I bribe them with a little of the cash, well, they're not going to put up a fuss when I loot the treasury. Globalist communists long ago realized if they are to properly burn down Western civilization, the easiest and best way to do that is to replace the patriotic population with disloyal foreigners. It's really a catch-all that solves all of their problems. You want violent crime to go up? Disloyal foreigners will bring plenty of it into your city. You want to make life unaffordable so the people cry out for more government? Disloyal foreigners, bringing them in by the million, will make life more expensive for the citizens. Do you want citizens and their vote to be watered down by the vote of disloyal foreigners? Well, bring in whole bunches of them and they'll vote for it time and time again. Most of these people, I shouldn't say most, many of them come from horrific tyrannical socialist communist cultures. And when they get here, they're going to vote for more of it. The disloyal foreigner, if I'm an evil tyrant, solves all of my problems. The mass importation of foreigners is not one of the several issues Democrats care about, communists care about. It's not one of them. It is the foundation. It is the concrete. It is the rebar. It is the central pillar. With it, they cannot lose. Without it, they cannot win. Their entire communist revolution relies on the mass importation of millions of foreigners, legal and illegal, by the way, because the ones that are, quote, legal show up, have 85 kids who all vote Democrat, and soon your vote doesn't matter at all. The mass importation of foreigners is everything. Now, what's been happening in Charlotte with all this? Go ahead.
Charlotte, North Carolina is the latest city to see a surge in immigration enforcement. Officers today started detaining people. The city is made up of more than 900,000 people, including more than 150,000 who are foreign-born, according to officials.
What? Over 150,000 are foreigners? Are you kidding me? Over 150,000? So ICE shows up and they start arresting and deporting these foreigners. But what's that mean for you? What's that mean for you? Well, your child in school. Have you ever wanted your child to get a little better education than they do? Maybe even a little bit more personal attention from the teacher? Has that ever been a desire of yours? Maybe your school has a dirty element, a crime element, a drug element to it. What would it mean for your child if 15% of the students at your child's school were no longer there? Let me tell you what it means. Your child has a cleaner, safer, smarter education and emerges on the back end better off than you can possibly imagine. They showed up in Charlotte, started rounding up illegals, and 15% of the kids won't come to school now the next day. What's that mean for the Americans? It means life got better. So much better. The mass importation of foreigners is everything to the enemy. The mass deportation of foreigners is everything to us. When I laid it out yesterday, how I'm going to grade the Trump administration on their success after 4 years. You can't rate anything after 9 months, 10 months, but 4 years from now, when we're looking back on things, there will be all kinds of things you love and I love, and all kinds of things you dislike and I dislike. No question about it. But you got to judge presidencies on big things. I said last night, 10 million. That's my number. 4 years of Trump's presidency, Trump 2.0, give me 10 million deportations, and I'll say, well done, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. I know that's 40, 50, 60 million shy. I got it. It has to go on. The movement must go on long after Trump is done. But give me 10 million. I know today everything's got to be about Epstein, this, and we'll be talking about other things and grocery prices. And I know there are other things in the world. There are other things to you. The mass deportation of foreigners is everything, and it will make so much of your life palpably better. Your housing cheaper, your health care cheaper, your education for your children better, violent crime way down, drugs way down, the place cleaner. It's wonderful what happens when you take disloyal foreigners and send them away from your shores.